Hello, my name is Nicole, and thank you so much for taking the time out to listen. Today, I titled this message, Motivated by Self-Hatred and Insecurity. Motivated by self-hatred and insecurity. Well, we got those individuals who unfortunately don't realize that this is what they are doing until it's too late, until the relationship is over, until the children have moved away and no longer want to be a part of their lives. Friends who have been around for 30 plus years and decide, you know what, I'm not calling this holiday season. I'm not dealing with this person any longer. I'm tired. Those individuals who are motivated by self-hatred and insecurity to destroy others are what we call toxic people. These are individuals who do not seek to build individuals up, but tear them down. Why? Because they have their self-hatred and insecurity on the inside. The self-hatred showed up when they were very young. As they got older, there were people around them that didn't care for them, didn't like them, talked negatively about them. There were those who repeatedly rejected them. There were those who they genuinely at one point really loved and cared for them, only to find out that they were doing some devilish things to them, some things that caused all sorts of hurt. And so these people, they developed a bit of self-hatred. Why do I do this to myself? Why do I get involved with these people? All they do is turn around and hurt me. I am never good enough. I'm never the type of person that wins friends and influences people. People are always doing this, that, and the other to me. There's always the nicer looking guy or the nicer looking woman, and I'm never measuring up to their standards. And I am not the one that people run to when they're in trouble. Instead, they like to go over there where the nicer looking people are. I mean, they got their issues, okay? They got their issues. And so they're never good enough for themselves. And those people who come in contact with them are never good enough for them either, okay? They're insecure around people who are more successful. They're insecure around people who speak more articulately. They're insecure around people who are nicer looking, who have achieved more. These are people who don't like that odd, strange, uncomfortable feeling on the inside when people are around them that simply do better, that look better, that have a lot more going on than them, okay? So their self-hatred and their insecurity motivates them to hurt others. Hurt people, hurt others. Let me say that again for someone. Hurt people, hurt others. Now you can be that one that wants to go in the midst of all of the hatred, all of the insecurity, and try to play the savior without a savior even. We got people who don't acknowledge any type of faith whatsoever. They don't acknowledge the spiritual side of who they are, and they want to go in and help people. No wonder they burn out. No wonder they burn out. You can't go in and try to help someone without a spiritual armor. Ephesians 6. If I am that one that's motivated by self-hatred and insecurity that was derived from many, many years ago based on various personal experiences, you cannot come in with watered down philosophies, gospels, teachings, preachings, lessons, stuff you read, and try to tell me how to live my life in a way where I'm no longer motivated by self-hatred and insecurity. Some folks won't even bother to go back down memory lane, American history, if you will, to figure out why there's so many people in, let's say, a particular ethnicity that are self-haters and insecure. Self-hatred shows up not just in what we say and what we do, but it also shows up in the things that we do to ourselves, cutting ourselves, trying to so-called enhance our beauty. What's wrong with the way you look? Oh, you just don't know. Why is it that you always got something negative to say when you're in a room full of women or when you're in a room full of men and they appear to look pretty decent, look good, smell good? Why you always got to nitpick and point the finger at the way they look and the way they talk? And then you start to play this pity party or victim type of mentality when they don't want to speak to you because they picked up on your negativity. It didn't have anything to do with your color. It didn't have anything to do with your build. It didn't have anything to do with your accent. It's the fact that they picked up on your negativity. Can I tell you that very sensitive people, especially spiritual people, can pick up on a negative person without them even saying one word? They can pick up on their self-hatred just in the way that they talk and they walk and the way they dress even. They can pick up on their insecurity in the way that their eyes are shifting here, there, and everywhere. And that just look they have, the way their lips look, turned up or turned down. Come on. Why do people want to be around folks like this? Some don't. Some don't. They run away quickly. I see her from a mile away. I don't want to talk to her. Why? Because I know she's dealing with self-hatred. How do you know that? She didn't even open up her mouth. Just sit back and observe for a while. Just watch. I don't want to be bothered with him. Why? He's insecure. What do you mean he's insecure? Just look at how his posture is among those other men. Now look at how he acts with that woman who's taller than him. And listen to his conversation, how he talks negative about all these people. Come on now. I don't have time for this, you see. Successful people are usually around successful people. People who have a love for themselves usually gravitate to people who have a love for themselves. People who are secure in who they are, especially if they have worked so hard to get that way after years and years of being insecure, want to be around secure people. The issue that happens in some of these relationships isn't so much that, oh, she is this way and that way, and he is this way and that way, and he's such a complainer, and she blames so much, and she's this and that. Come on. A lot of times it's because one of them two people or both of them are insecure, come on, and have some self-hatred issues going on. She's not comfortable in her skin. He's not comfortable in the way that he looks. He figures that sooner or later she's going to leave him. She's going to wake up and see that he's not all that. So he calls himself protecting himself in advance of her leaving. I knew she was going to leave. I knew it from the day I met her. Okay, then you should have never got involved with her. If you're such a prophet like that, then you should have never got involved with her. But this is a reality with some individuals that they have a defeatist attitude from the start. And no matter how much you tell them, I love you, I care for you, I want to be there for you, stop self-sabotaging and stop sabotaging this relationship. They will continue to do it anyway. No, you don't. You don't love me. Yes, I do love you. I may not like you today, but I do love you. No, you don't. Okay, you want to believe that? Yep. Okay, then go ahead. Your ego, your being right is more important than, hey, today you're wrong. Tomorrow you're wrong. Next week you're wrong. I like you. I love you. Well, you got a funny way of showing it. Okay, I love you, but no, I don't like you right now because you're See, I knew it. Can I finish my sentence? I don't like you right now because for the simple fact is some of your issues are being dumped on me. What issues? What issues? You look in the mirror and you don't like what you see. But I don't talk to you about it, but you got a way of carrying yourself that is negative, that is dark, that is ugly. And then because you're not happy with what you are, who you are, or what you're doing, some people They're not doing too much of anything right now because they lost their job. So now they're taking their bitterness, their anger, their upset, not in looking for a new job. No, they're taking it out on their spouses, on their children. Okay? They're hating on themselves. They're accusing others of being haters. But the reality is that some folks, they just don't have haters. They really don't. The reality is that they are the hater. They're the enemy of self. And because they're the enemy of self, they're bringing other people down. Because they don't have a faith. They don't have a focus on the people and places and things that matter. And they're not looking forward. Faith, focus, forward. They're not looking forward. Therefore, they are a problem. They're a problem that needs to be dealt with. And that problem that they have created, that self-hatred, insecurity, or combination of both, is why some people in time distance themselves. I can't be the therapist for you any longer. I never wanted you to be a therapist. Here we go. But that's the way I feel, because I'm the one that's got to uplift you, motivate you, get you where you need to be. You don't want to hear the counsel. You don't want to get the necessary help. You don't want to make the doctor's appointment. You don't want to take the medicine. You don't believe that there's anything wrong with you. I got to go. I got to go. Somebody, that's your truth, isn't it? I'm tired of telling you that I'm not out here messing with this one and that one. I'm tired of telling you that I'm not cheating and creeping and messing over on you. I'm not doing any of those things. I'm tired of you always hit me up on where you've been, what you've been doing, who you've been doing it with. So I got to go. I gave you the password to everything I got. That's some man's truth. I'm validating you, brother. I'm validating you, sister. Enough is enough. I'm tired of you going and getting all these treatments. Your skin is fine. Matter of fact, you so light to the point where I don't know what color you are any longer. Or you so dark to the point where I don't even remember what color you was born with. You done so many different things to your hair. What color is your hair? Your natural hair color? Come on. Some folks, they simply like us the way we are. They don't want us to do too much anything. But if we want to do some things to enhance ourselves and we're not on that self-hatred trip, then hey, it's all good. Because if you're just doing it in a way where you're not putting any type of dramas and traumas on anybody, it's all good. But if you're doing it in such a way where you're breaking somebody else's bank and you got some folks that's wondering what's going on with you, and you're crying late at night, or you're angry for no real apparent reason to other people, something is going on the inside. How many treatments, how many things do we have to do in order to, and you fill in the blank, feel good about yourself, make somebody love you, like you, want to be around you? He said he liked dark skin. He said he liked light skin. He said he likes women that are bigger. He said he likes women that are skinnier. And you just doing anything and everything for that man. Well, what about that man who says, I like you just the way you are? What about that God who says you are fearfully and wonderfully made? What about the things, the people, the places that bring out the best in us? Self-hating, insecure people, they want to stay on that pity party bus. Oh, yeah. Some folks say, I don't want to be on that pity party bus. But you are. You are. Anytime some people keep coming at you saying you are a hater on yourself. You are that one that's never satisfied with yourself. Therefore, you're not satisfied with the people around you. You got a long checklist of what you expect from other people. And then meanwhile, you got this long checklist for yourself. And all of it is making people crazy. And that's why they're distancing themselves. They packing up boxes and bags. They moving out. Until you start putting a smile on your face, you ain't going to be able to get other people to smile. Until you start loving yourself in a way that is functional and healthy, the way that God wants, you can't love other people as much as you claim you do love them. As one person said, you got a funny way of showing it. Until you get to a point where you're secure in who you are, secure in your marriage, secure in your business, secure in your parenting, secure in your faith, and everything else in between, you are not going to be able to reach people in the way that they should be reached. When I walk into a room, I want you to know that I'm good, that I'm okay, that I'm all right, that I'm not on that struggle bus of self-hatred and insecurity. Laboring to Love Myself is the book that reveals myself at that particular time in my life, having gone through abusive situations. It was a labor. It was a work. I had to get past some things that rose up after going through the abuse. I didn't know that I was dealing with insecurities. I didn't know that I was dealing with some self-hatred type of things. I didn't know until I took that time out for myself, not chasing after people, not getting involved with somebody else, right? I had to have a sabbatical. I had to be celibate. I had to, go through that process. What is going on with me? I got some damage having gone through what I went through. And as we go on these journeys, because you don't ever get there, right? You don't necessarily make it to the top and now I'm all good. I mean, you're still going to have some quirks about yourself. But the thing is that at least you're conscious of what it is that is causing you to self-hate, to look in that mirror and say, And not for a good reason either, but for a negative reason. Maybe I got to get on that treadmill. I got to eat better. I've got to control my snack times. I got to put a cap on that flesh that likes to override my spirit. I've got to get around the saints that pray for me and cast out demons. I got to do what is right? That righteous, holy living. But if you're not conscious of your Creator, that's going to be a struggle too. You got to be conscious. And how do you be conscious? Well, first of all, you got to start reading. You got to read the types of things that uplift, that build up. Start with the Bible. You've got to go to the church. And you've got to talk with the individuals that have been on that struggle bus. And now they're off of that struggle bus. You've got to be around successful people rather than toxic people. That means cutting off some folks, including some people who we love, who we like, but I can't be there for you. Two people smoking, drinking, having a good old time, but then one decides it's not a good old time any longer. She or he wants to move on. But those that want to keep you in party state, they ain't going to let go of you easily. So you got to fight. You got to fight and fight some more. I got to get away from here. I physically had to fight to get away from an abusive person who had low self-esteem, who was insecure, who was a self-hater. And he didn't mind having somebody along for the ride. Even wanted me to use some drugs with him. I said yes to the self-hate. I said yes to the insecurity. But I didn't say yes to the drugs. And that was terrible. To even say yes to the self-hatred and the insecurity, because it takes you a long time to get over some things, to heal from some things. I ended up having some counselors that spoke some wisdom in my spirit. They were domestic violence counselors. And then I had a minister who spoke some wisdom in my spirit. And I had an evangelist who spoke some wisdom in my spirit. And I had teachers who said that you don't deserve this. You are so much better, so much smarter. Who told you you were dumb? That abusive man of a boyfriend that I had, fiance. You're not dumb. You see, you're not stupid. Somebody needs to hear that today. You're not dumb. You're not stupid. You're not a fool. You are smart. You are loved. You are appreciated. There is a God who loves you more than you will ever love yourself. You got to start telling some people who bring you down that I'm not accepting this from you. I'm not going in this room crying about this. I remember them days of having belly aches and crying and wiping tears from my face because once again I was called names that my mother did not name me. And I was getting angry on the inside, and I should have been getting angry because I'm telling you, when anger is directed in the right way, and that is right out the door, you get that freedom. That's half the battle right there, getting away from the toxic people, places, and things. I am going to put my effort in the right place. Instead of cussing and fussing with the abusive person, the controlling person, I'm going to put all of that into getting away, getting gone, getting out. There's no more argument here. There's no more fight here. There's no more cussing and fussing and calling names here. I'm putting the effort in being free from the self-hatred, from the insecurity. I'm putting the effort into building myself up and not tearing myself down. And I'm telling you, somebody, they're catching hold and they're being free. They're not falling for the foolishness any longer. Hurting people hurt others. You don't want to be that hurting person one day that's hurting others. That's why you got to get free as soon as you recognize that somebody's tearing you down, that's putting you on the path of the enemy. You see, the enemy, he recruits a lot of people who are hurting, a lot of people who he has used others to hurt. He loves those types of folks in a weird, twisted sort of way. And then once he uses them for his bidding, then he allows hate to show up in such a vicious and tormented way that the person eventually kills his or herself or kills others mentally, physically, spiritually. You don't want to be the enemy's recruit. Thank you as always for taking time out of your busy schedule to listen. You've been listening to YouTube NM Enterprise 7. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment. And for those who feel so moved to give, you are welcome to do so. The links are in the description box. Blessings to you.